Hey everybody, Amy from the Chaos Kitchen here. Now who's ready to bake some chaos cookies? Every time I meet a new group of people, start a new job, I like to bust out a tin of these cookies. They're my preferred form of social currency, my canary in the coal mine, my sorting hat if you will. They tell me who is pure of heart and who is a joyless asshat. Now I'm personally team crispy cookie with a little ooey gooey center and caramely edges, which is either straight up Slytherin or the hallowed halls of Gryffindor. Pretty sure team cakey cookie is Hufflepuff.
You'll get Gryffindor into trouble again.
Cool. Anyway, these cookies don't contain any fancy schmancy ingredients. They're simply more than the sum of their part. Wholesome, heartwarming, and ooey gooey delicious. These cookies are near and dear to my heart because there's so much room to play and really make them your own. Now I personally like to pop them in the fridge after scooping them up so that I can always bake up a tray as needed. This ensures that all the flavors have time to mingle, you're getting the best texture from your cookie, and you're never more than 20 minutes away from your next warm, fresh out the oven baked treat. Now, let's dig into some chaos. For this recipe, you will need 225 grams or 1 cup room temperature butter, 250 grams or 1 1/4 cup brown sugar, 100 grams or 1/2 cup granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 2 room temperature eggs, 420 grams or 3½ cups flour, all-purpose, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 200 grams or 1 1/4 cup chocolate chips, or the chopped up chocolate bar of your preference. Prep yourself a sheet tray with some silpat or parchment paper. We don't raw dog baking sheets in this house. If you need these cookies done yesterday, then go ahead and preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're down to let your cookies have a sleepover in the fridge, which I highly recommend, forget I said anything. Go ahead and whisk your dry ingredients together in a small bowl. In this case, 420 grams of flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Always salt your desserts.
But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will
Salt them for you. Once all your dry boys are in the bowl, whisk them together so no one gets a bitter baking powder surprise in their cookie. Now, for my personal favorite and the most satisfying step of this recipe, cream the butter and sugars together. You can really play with the texture of your cookies if you freestyle here. I personally find beating the sugar and butter together for a full 2 minutes gives me the cookie texture of my dreams, but pros like Christina Tosi like to ramp it up to a full 5 minutes of beating for a completely different textured cookie. At this point, you should have a heavenly, airy texture that borders on an inappropriately good-looking mixture that you want to dip your face in. Vigorously pat yourself on the back.
I am special. My mother was right.
Next, beat the eggs into your butter mixture one at a time until each egg is fully incorporated, about another 2 minutes in total. If you're in a rush, please don't skimp on the beating, take the extra minute, I promise you it will be worth it. Now, with restraint, introduce the dry ingredients into your butter mixture in 2 additions, mixing each time until only traces of flour can be seen around the edges of the bowl. Scrape down the sides of the bowl with a spatula. Scrape like your life depends on it, like your cookies depend on it. Trust me, they do. Now is a great time to check in with yourself and your dough. If your cookies look soupy and don't hold their shape, your ingredients may have been too warm, might benefit from a 15-minute rest in the fridge, or an extra tablespoon or so of flour. Once all the flour mixture is in the bowl and mostly incorporated, add your chocolate component. If you can handle it and your pull-out game is strong, use the beaters to gently incorporate the last of the dry mix in your chocolate. If you tend to get carried away, get your spatula and incorporate the ingredients gently by hand. Now let's get to scooping. Get yourself a cookie scoop, no excuses. It will change your life. I promise. I pinky promise. My preferred scoop size for this recipe is a number 70, somewhere around a generous tablespoon of dough. I like to level these bad boys off against the side of my mixing bowl to ensure evenly sized cookies who bake up like a dream. Now is your chance to fridge these puppies overnight for the all-time greatest version of these cookies. If you're an underachiever, the time has come to give your cookies a little smush, a crank of salt, and pop them into your properly preheated oven to bake at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for around 12 minutes. Now, baking is a visual game. Use your eyes, use your nose, use your mouth, use your gut to experience your food. Do not blindly follow the clock, sheeple. Take charge and throw in a bonus check-in with your cookies. When they're done, they'll look like a damn Toll House commercial and smell like your wettest cookie dreams. Once the edges of your cookies have browned slightly and the center looks just set and no longer oily or shiny, remove them from the oven. If you're a pathological perfectionist, now is the time to use a ring mold or glass to immediately scrooch the more aesthetically challenged cookies into satisfying rounds. Otherwise, let your cookie freak flag fly and advertise the homemade nature of these treats. Now, for the hardest part, let the cookies rest for 5 minutes on the hot baking tray. Then give them another 10 minutes on a cooling rack before enjoying them fresh. Okay. Clap me in. Comment below to let me know what kind of cookie chaos you crave. Do you like them crisp, like your heart outer shell, or soft, like your emotional underbelly? Do you like them hot, like the dirty secret you share only with the 4 cookies you just devoured? Or cold, like the silence after someone says, "Actually, I prefer raisins and cookies"? As you may have noticed by the lack of other videos, this channel's just starting out, and I would personally love to welcome you to the Chaos Kitchen. We're here to stir the pot and tap into our intuition and creativity in the kitchen. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next time in the Chaos Kitchen. And remember, no rules, just salt. Oh my god. That's so good. Look away!